Okay, time to give our spy some objectives. In the create event, we're going to create some variables that the spy is going to use to keep track of what objectives he's completed. So we're going to call this documents, and it's going to be false to start with. We're going to call this one president. It's going to be false to start with. And we're going to call this one ambassador. It's going to be false to start with. And we're also going to have the last one called escape, which is also going to be false to start with. So what we are going to do is check to see, or we're going to make a check and turn these to true when that objective has been completed. And then when all three objectives have been complete, we're going to set variable escape to true and let them escape from the building. So let's add in an event. So we're going to add in a key press, and it's going to be letters E. Now what we're going to do is we're going to perform different checks. This is going to be a context sensitive button, so we're going to perform a check to see, are they over the top of an object document. So it's going to be relative to 0, 0 of the spy, and if it is, then we're going to destroy. We're going to destroy all the documents. So they only need to get one. It doesn't matter which one they get, they only need to get one. All of them will be destroyed, and we are going to change a variable, which is under control, set variable document to true. Now because there's two things here, we need to put code blocks around it. So if there is an object at a position, do this. Else, we're going to check here. If there is an object president at the position, we're only going to do one thing here, which is going to be president true. So we don't need code blocks, but I'm going to put them in. And lastly, if there is an object ambassador relative, then we're going to set ambassador true. Now variables are, you need to make sure you spell them consistently. So if you make a spelling mistake, make sure that you spell it consistently, or call it something simpler if you're having trouble spelling that. Okay, so now what we've got here, if we push E and there is an object document at the position, it's going to destroy the document. If there is a president at the position, it's going to set the variable president to true. And if there's an object at a position, we're going to set the variable ambassador to true. So let's just run the game, and we'll test it with the document because the other two ones are not going to be visible. So we'll go in here, and where's our spy? There he is. So let's go up to the president, or go up to the document, sorry, hit E, all the documents are destroyed. Now later on we're going to add a little HUD so that we can see what objectives are completed, and we'll quit out of there. So now we're going to need a few more sprites here. So what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate the president sprite and call it SPR dead president and click OK. And we're going to duplicate the ambassador sprite, SPR cached ambassador. I'm going to edit the dead president, edit, zoom in here, and just for now, it's going to add some red to it. Okay, so there's our, and then the cached ambassador, edit sprite. Let's go in here and add in big green $. Hit the tick. And that should be all that we need. So on the president, what we're going to do in the step event, or even the begin step event, add an event that's going to check something. It's going to check what that variable is set in the SPY. So we're going to check in begin step, control, check a variable, and it's obj SPY.president. If it's equal to true, then we're going to do something with this president. The easiest thing to do is really to create another object here. We want to create a dead president in his place. obj dead president using the dead president sprite. It's not going to have any events on it. All we're going to do, if the object SPY.president variable is equal to true, it means he's killed the president. We're going to change this instance into dead president. And I don't know what that means, so we'll ignore that. Click OK. Now the ambassador, however, is still going to walk around. There's not really any point him not walking around, so the duplicate ambassador object, we don't even need to do that. I can delete that object there, my mistake. The ambassador is going to check, so he's going to have another step begin, add event, step begin step event, and in here we're going to check to see if object dot underscore SPY dot ambassador is equal to true, and if it is equal to true, we're just going to change the sprite of this player to something else. So change sprite to cached ambassador and click OK. So now what will happen, we should be able to go into the game, this guy here, we can move that SPY around. He should be able to collect the document. He should be able to cache up the ambassador. Sorry, that's down in the bottom right of the screen. And lastly, should be able to kill the president. Now the president keeps moving, which is a bit weird, so we will have to make sure that add event create would make it stop. So let's just go test that again. Let's find the president. There he is. Oops, he still keeps moving. It's a bit weird. Start moving in a direction. Stop. Did I just change the sprite before? Change instance into. We'll make him stop here as well. And let's check to see if he keeps moving. Well, that's weird. Oh, that's because I need the code blocks. Because you see, it checks this. If this is true, it does the next thing afterwards, and then it does anything else regardless. But if I put the code blocks in, it checks this, and then it does those in there. So we've got our president walking around. Where's my SPY? There he is. Hit E, president is dead. Collect those, done. Go and meet the ambassador. Cached up. And then head for the exit. So lastly, we need to make sure that when we collide with the exit, we don't just keep teleporting like is happening at the moment, but that we actually can escape. So let's go to the object SPY, and we'll have a begin step event. Just keep it separate. Begin step event. We're going to have 3 checks. If president is equal to true, then it's going to check the next one. If document is equal to true, then it's going to check the next one. If ambassador is equal to true, then we're going to set escape to true. Now this here, we have an object here. If there is an object at a position, object escape, we're going to need to make a modification to this, because at the moment we just told it to jump to a random position 32 by 32. We're going to have to make a check. So we're going to have to check once again, escape is equal to true, and then we're going to do something in here, else we're going to jump to a random position. So in this one, this is going to go to the game over or the win screen. So I might just set it to restart the game for now, or stop the game, end the game, put that in there. So if escape is equal to true, they're on the escape block, they win. So let's test and see if that works. Something odd's happening there to our spy. Let's just check here. If escape is equal to true, oh, my mistake. Need to have those code blocks in there. So let's check, grab that. Now if I just run into this bit down here, I should teleport somewhere else. Yeah, I did. Which is not ideal. We can fix that up later. Let's go and get the president, and then we'll go and cash up the ambassador. He paid us off to kill the president, and then we'll get out of there and game ends. So we've got that done so far. Next video we're going to make the counter spy functions.